Hey, 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 my beautiful people. Hey, how y'all doing? WEU, how you doing? Instagram, how you doing? LinkedIn, how you doing? YouTube, hey, how y'all doing over there? Today we have an amazing, wonderful, amazing show on today. I'm telling you, I am interviewing and having a conversation with one of the most amazing women that I have met here in Durham, North Carolina. And tonight, this show is just going to be amazing. I want y'all to get some notebooks. I want you to get your pens. I want you to take notes. I'm trying to get y'all ready. Well, before we get there, let me tell you, my name is Minister Dr. Laticia Nicole Beatty, and I speak life so that we all may have life more abundantly. I help women and girls overcome their fears so they can be all that God created them to be. And I am your host for the Speak Life Entrepreneur series. And tonight, I don't keep you long. I'm gonna come on and tell you who we got on tonight. On tonight, yes, I had to sling my hair back like that. I did because that's how important it is. Okay. On tonight, we got Dr. Carol Coco Diggs. I'm gonna say it one more time for the people in the back. Dr. Carol Coco Diggs, motivational speaker, practitioner, and facilitator. Oh my God. And it's so much more. Now, I'm about to read her bio, but I'm telling you, she's so much more than this bio. And when she comes on, I'm going to get her to tell you even more about herself because she's so much more than what I'm about to read. Okay. Dr. Carol Coco Diggs is a highly rated motivational speaker with 9+ years. You heard what I said. 9+ years of experience as a geriatric and mental health educator, certified dementia practitioner. She need to be working with me. Just okay, let me get back over here. Okay. All right. And let me tell you, she's a holistic therapist. Okay, write that down. I know all of us need that, especially right now. Okay. Carol works, and I'm gonna say Dr. Carol, okay, because we're gonna put some respect on her name. Honey, she paid for that thing. Honey, she worked it out. Okay. Dr. Carol works with individual groups and organizations to amplify their authenticity and empower them to become better versions of themselves. Are you ready to be a better version of yourself this evening? Please go ahead, put it in the chat. Just say yes. Say I'm ready, because that's what you're going to get on tonight, okay? And through her community and her congregational work with the faith-based community, she realized things are not getting easier in navigating the roadmap of life. This is something that she realized, and I know you're going to hear about it on tonight, especially what we're about to talk about. Okay. It's important that this is what she said. It is important that we continue to share real life experiences and provide tools people can use immediately. When immediately, that means now, to provide relief of anxiety, depression, and stress. This is what she says. And in addition to speaking and teaching in North Carolina, she has developed the R3, and it's trademarked. It is trademarked program helping people virtually and in person to learn to reset, reboot, and restore their lives for maximum outcome. She's a graduate of North Carolina Central University. Go ahead, Eagle Pride. I see you. I see all the Eagles. I see you. I see you. And Ashworth College. Most recently, she completed her doctorate in Christian counseling at the Newborn Theological Seminary. I am so excited for my sister. She the bomb. Did I say she the bomb? Yes, she is. Okay. Dr. Diggs understands the importance of community, mental health, and education, and encourages lifestyle changes to aid in the prevention of toxic thoughts. Y'all hear that? Toxic thoughts and cognitive decline. In addition, Dr. Diggs take pride in her 5 children. Come on here. Did I say 5? 5, honey. You heard what I said. 5. And she on here tonight with us with 5 children. Yes, she is. Now I'm gonna keep going because she got them 5 children. She ain't got time to be messing around with us now. Okay. And her husband, Pastor Melvin Diggs Jr. of 16 years. Oh, that is beautiful, beautiful. Lastly, she loves sharing the stories and testimonies of others within the industry highlighter magazine, and her love for media continues to bloom in all she does. Come on and give me a clap. Come on, give me a soul clap. Come on, give me a soul clap for my girl, my sister, Dr.
Ooh,
Cheryl Coco Diggs. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing so good. It's so wonderful to be on with you tonight. You give a phenomenal introduction, I tell you.
Woo! Well, you are phenomenal. It's not very hard to give a phenomenal introduction to a phenomenal woman. And I'm
Oh,
so happy to have you here on the WEU
yes.
with us with the Speak Life. I'm telling you, with the Speak Life Network, and also those over there. And say
Wow.
hi to LinkedIn and Instagram and YouTube, everybody over there. And we just wanted, I know that wasn't everything that you do. Just before we get into our conversation on tonight, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Well, I mean, you did such a fabulous job. But and adding on to what you were saying, I do have my own magazine in addition to working in mental health and assisting those that may be going through dementia and helping people to be able to thrive, to tell their story. I think that when people, even myself, have the opportunity to share, it encourages others and allows them to see that, one, there's nothing too hard for God. And He allows us to be able to have people to see what we're going through,
Mhm,
but allow them to see you transition and triumph over whatever tragedy or trauma that you may have been through. So
mhm.
I'm glad I look like what I've been through, but
Come on here,
I thank
somebody. You're
God
looking
that
good.
thank you. But I thank God that there's a story behind it. And even in that regard, with the magazine, it's about media and entertainment, but I always make sure that we go back to the main thing in regards to encouraging people, giving those mental health and healthy aging tips, because guess what? None of us are exactly uh, in our 20s anymore, or at
Come on.
least not this crew. So we have to do what we can in order to preserve what we have so that we can live a long and healthy, prosperous life.
That is so good, and thank you for sharing that, because we all need that. And I love even the part that you talked about with sharing. We have so much in common. That's what I'm really excited about this, and this shows people that women that do almost the same things, right,
Hmm.
can come together, can
Hmm.
collaborate, can come on different come on each other's networks, right, and
Right.
and help our people together, right. I own a 120 bed assisted living,
Yes.
and I deal with dementia every day, Lord Jesus, right, and those that are dealing in mental illness.
Mhm.
And it's one thing that when you talked about telling our stories, well, we're on the third series of our stories, His Glory, right, the cruises that I go
Wow.
on every year.
Mhm.
um and when you were talking about it, it was like I wasn't planning this. This was my little lemonade was on top of this. Our stories, His Glory, is a compilation of stories of victory, right, and triumph that you were talking about. So, and being a woman of God, I know that Revelations 12:11 said we overcome by the blood of the Lamb, and by the words of our testimony. So,
Yes.
I thank you that we don't shrink to death, and we tell the truth. We tell it how it is, right?
Yes.
And sometimes when I tell my stories, Coco, let me tell you, Dr. Coco, let me tell you.
Go ahead.
Sometimes when I tell my stories, people be clutching their pearls and
Wow.
just, but I be setting the captives free. And so that's
Mhm.
what I love about what you're talking about. So I'm gonna dig right in tonight, because when I saw that you had a retreat, I think it was a treat or something that you had done, and it was right in alignment. I had just posted ways to say no, as if we have to put a whole sentence behind it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
And so I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute. My sister talking about boundaries. And I'm trying to teach this group of entrepreneurs, these women entrepreneurs,
Ooh,
about boundaries. And me being an entrepreneur myself, being an author, being a coach, being, a business owner, minister, right? Because and
Mhm.
having a nonprofit, everybody think because you got a nonprofit, everything's supposed to be free because they don't think about your for profit, you know. And it's like, you know, you have to create these boundaries. And so I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna release. I want to hear what you were talking about because I told the ladies, I said ways to say no. Now I'm gonna give
Mhm.
y'all some pointers, and y'all write this down. Now y'all get this. Ways to say no. I appreciate the offer,
Yes.
but I am unable to. Period.
Mhm.
Whatever you need to say. Now, no is a complete sentence by itself. Okay. And then the other one was, unfortunately, I am unable to do this at this time. Right? Y'all see that smile? Time.
Yes.
Okay. And then another, thank you for thinking of me. I'm going to pass this time. Right? And hey, well, I understand the need to meet right now, but unfortunately, I'm unable. You know,
Mhm.
these are some things that you have to say, and because if you do something to please people and you're not pleasing God, you're not gonna be happy, and He ain't gonna be happy either.
Gosh.
All right, I may be able to assist you by doing X, Y, Z, but I cannot fully commit.
Mm.
Right. So I'm about to let you go. I want you to talk about this thing called boundaries. And because I just gave you ways that you can say no, but you have to set healthy boundaries. Come on, sis, talk about
I'm going to get into the meat of this, but before I do, when you made the post about how to say it and how to say it tactfully, I was like, wow, that's good. Because for so long, I was the one who actually did not know how to say no,
oh,
or did not have the boundaries in place for fear of disappointing somebody,
okay.
or letting them down, or whatever the case may be. But
Hmm.
I realized that without having those boundaries, myself and my family became the sacrificial lambs, because
Come on. Oh my God.
ultimately we suffered, either whether it was financially, or with resources, or with lack of time, because I was spread too thin from too many commitments. And then you find yourself saying yes to things, and then you realize, did I even really want to do that in the first place? So, right. So it's just keeping it real. So when we start to talk about boundaries, which is what I do, I go into different facilities, talk to the churches, the communities, and so forth in regards to mental health, which setting boundaries help us with our mental health. And, I took it down a little bit this evening with knowing your worth, because once you really know your worth and the value that you have and how important you are, because we matter, ladies and gentlemen, we matter. So once you realize that, you also realize that your time matters, your money matters, your time with God matters. And when we overload ourselves, guess what? All of that starts to diminish, and including our exercise time.
Come
So,
on here. Come on. Now, when you say diminish, including the exercise time, I heard you talking about the mental.
mhm,
I heard you talking about the physical,
mhm.
and then and really and the spiritual. When we
Yes.
start saying yes, well, to things that and we don't know our worth, then you start going down this spiral of depression,
Mhm.
right? Because if
Right.
you don't know your worth, you're not gonna again charge your worth. You ain't gonna let people know your worth, and then you're gonna
Lord have
start
mercy.
feeling worthless. Don't talk about that. The Gillette said, "Know your worth." Come on here, somebody.
Yes, yes, because, and again, and I'm gonna get to these points that I have, but and then again, when you don't know your worth, you tend to give more things than you need to for free. You give a significant discount, and then ultimately, you're looking back. If you were like I was, you're looking back and you're like, "What in the world did I do that for?" You know,
They eating steaks while we eating hot dogs
I
because
just
we
shot
didn't gave them
myself
a
in the foot.
come on,
You know
come
what I'm saying?
on, tell the truth.
And then ultimately, then when you find out that maybe that person could have paid the fee, or whatever the case may be, now you're feeling some kind of way. You're feeling uh betrayed, guilty, whatever the case may be, when in fact you kind of sort of did it to yourself.
Oh, good
So
God.
then, we go through that isolation, that sense of dread, and that's where the depression kicks in, anger, irrational anger sometimes,
Come on.
and headaches, body aches, feelings of fatigue.
How
Then you're
about
irritable.
resentment?
You're
How
irritable to
about
your husband.
resentment?
You're irritable to your kids.
And that. All of that.
Right. So as I get back to the topic at hand, which encompasses all of that, some examples of healthy boundaries. And boundaries, by the way, are when you set those parameters or those limits where you're basically protecting yourself or having a form of self-care in that regard. Because when you set boundaries, you show self-care, you show that you care. So, what does healthy boundaries even look like to most people? Okay. So, when we evaluate these things, it's an important tool that is needed to make sure that our needs are met. So
Come on.
that's the point of boundaries in the first place, okay? They allow us to retain our identity. They prevent others from taking advantage of or manipulating us. They promote healthier relationships and allow us to be appropriately assertive. Okay. They empower us to strive for personal goals and establish empathy for others. So, boundaries is basically the framework we set ourselves or set for ourselves. And we also teach people how to treat us. When we set boundaries or lack of boundaries, we teach other people how to treat
Okay,
us.
I got a question. I want you to stop right there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Mhm.
because we about to. I know you got some more about this teaching people how to treat us. And I did. I need to sip pretty too. Hold
Yeah,
on,
I'm
let me get this
thirsty.
lemonade. Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Mm-hmm. Sipping pretty. That's what it say. That's what it say.
Okay.
So now, before you can teach somebody, wouldn't you agree? Before you can teach somebody how to treat you, you gotta learn how to treat yourself.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and and and, and self love is not selfish,
No, it is
right?
not.
Somebody better hashtag that. That was good to my soul. Self love is not selfish, right?
Mhm.
And a lot of people would make you believe that because you're not giving your all, which is all of you, and
Mhm.
leaving you with nothing depleted, that you're being selfish, and that's a lie from the pit of hell.
Yes, ma'am. One of the things that I that I like to tell people that I speak with in workshops and things is that one, and you've heard this before, you can't fill from an empty cup. So when we have become exhausted, we've depleted our own energy and so forth, then it's really hard to provide for other people, to even be that emotional support person to others. Because at this point, we're emotionally exhausted. We're going through all kinds of things. Sometimes you have crying spells, your emotions are all over the place, and I love that. Yes, self love is not selfish. And well, I say fortunately or unfortunately, sometimes, yes, you're right. Even with the children, you know, there has to be a period of mommy time.
Come on. Mm,
I love you guys dearly. But at some point, even in my own life, I had to take a moment and evaluate things. It's like, okay, everything right now is kind of flipped upside down, you
mm.
know,
And you got 5. You have
five,
5
but
children.
three in the house. Three in the
Okay,
house.
3 in the house.
The youngest is 4. My middle boy is 11, and my daughter is now 16. So between juggling all of that, and then, I love my Lord. So we got to
Right,
make time for church business and things like that, as well as work, right?
that's right.
And then other people. So I posted a while ago, um, Harlem Projects to PhD, which is basically my entire story and also sharing how I lost 100 pounds during the time frame that my mother was
Can we
in.
clap for you? Can we just say stop?
Okay,
Can we just clap? Can we just congratulate Dr. Carol for because she looks amazing. Can we
thank you,
just say congratulations to her? Congratulations. You look marvelous, my dear.
thank
Okay.
you.
So I had to pause for the cause, baby, because
Oh,
we got to do that for each other. All right. So go
yes,
ahead. Go ahead.
I appreciate that. But I've always, now this is me personally. Thank you so much. I talk back to the people, but I always put other people first. You know, whether it was my parents or husband, whomever. So when you do that, the exercise thing, that kind of went to the side, healthy eating kind of went to the side. But what I found out later on, and I had to make a decision. This is another thing. You have to, at some point in time, you must make
Mm.
a decision. You must want to change, and you will have to be the one to navigate that steering wheel because nobody else will do it. And I don't care how much they love you.
Okay. Did you
Okay.
just say faith without works is dead?
Yes,
Did you
ma'am.
just say faith without works is dead? That's basically what you just said. You can't lose the 100 if you don't first of all make a decision and then work on the faith without work. Okay, go ahead. We got that.
Yes.
All right, come on.
Yes. So even with regards to this boundary or setting boundaries, okay. Um, back I think it was like 2020. We're gonna say 2020. All the dates are all gone now in my head, but 2020, I was running back and forth with my mom. She was in the hospital, the nursing home, and so forth. And this is during COVID. All right. So it's like I'm increasingly watching myself, my weight is going up, 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 up. I'm running, I'm exhausted, I'm trying to tend to her and so forth. And I even have a picture. I looked at that picture one day. I was like, who is this person? I didn't even recognize myself because I
My
was
God.
doing so much and not taking the time or the opportunity to really, care for me. And with so much going on, I hate to say, but it's rarely a time with every now and again I had somebody to say, "Are you okay?"
My Lord.
But for the most part, mm-mm. And you never stop to really ask yourself if you're okay because you're busy. So during that part, when I saw that picture of myself, it was like an aha moment. I said, "Okay, Lord," I was like, "If my mother does not make it, what, what am I going to do?
My
What
Lord.
am I going to do right now to start to take care of me? Because I can see the change in me, you know.
That sounds like self-reflection. More
It
like a self-reflection, looking at yourself and really truly seeing and being honest.
yes.
And being doing the self-assessment. We're both into healthcare, that assessment
Mhm.
that you do, that self-reflection. So ladies, go ahead and write that down. If Dr. Carol had to do it, we all have to do it. Those of you that are here, you have to do that assessment first and you got to be willing to change. Go ahead, my
Yeah.
sister.
You're right, and especially with a lifetime of doing that or a lifetime of adopted habits, whether they're wrong habits or whatever the case may be, or things that you picked up over time or things from your childhood, all of that rolls into your adulthood. And all of these are several different topics that we can talk about later, what have you. But like I said, you have to make a determination or realize, okay, this is not it, this is not working, it's time to do something different. So at that point, I said, okay, well, I still have to look after her. So I'm going to walk around this nursing home. All right. So I would go visit for a while and then I take my little break and I started walking around and so forth. And then it's like that one walk would turn into a little more, a little more, a little more. And she'd be like, baby, I see you slimming down.
Oh,
And I would run, yeah, and our running joke was, "It's working." So, and seeing her, she did not get to see this whole transformation, but she did get to see some of my progress, and I'm thankful and grateful for that because I was thinking, I said, "You know what? If I had not stopped, even during that point, you know, I would probably either still be at the same place, if not worse,
My Lord.
because of her being gone, or because of depression and so forth, and all of those things that creep in with grief, which is a whole nother story. But just to give you that particular idea. So that's where the boundaries came in at for me. And even the kids, they're like, okay, mommy's going on a walk now. Or I would get up earlier to do that walk, or my husband would join me on the walk. And, once they saw that I was serious, it was like, okay, well, give her time then. My 16-year-old
Yes.
watch the kids. Mommy's
Yes.
going for a walk. So now mommy's healthier, mommy's happier, mommy's not, yelling at everybody.
That is good. That is
Which
really
is
good.
it's
That's
not my
good.
character, but it
Yeah, we
happens.
can see by your smile that you listen, look at that beautiful smile. We know that's not your
Oh,
character. You have a beautiful smile. And and
thank
and
you.
another thing I'm taking away from you, and this is
Mhm.
something that I tell my clients, it sounds like what you did is put yourself on the calendar. You put
Yes.
yourself on the calendar, and when you're on the calendar, especially if
Mhm.
you make the calendar big for everybody to
Hello.
see it, you'll
Mhm.
see that I'm at 4 p.m. on 9/26, 2023, and at 4 between 4 and 5 I'm on my calendar to be doing this for me. That means that's
Mhm.
my time. And so I think that's important for women to put themselves on a calendar. That's another way to set boundaries within your family because it's hard. Even though my
Mhm.
children are away, both of them 22 and 20, they away at college. Hallelujah. Whoop, whoop. I know you ain't seen them since they were little boys, but
Yes.
they away at college and and it's my husband and I, but he does the football. And still when he does his football, what do? I do things that I like to do as well. So we still have to put ourselves on the
Mhm.
calendar, so you're not twiddling your thumbs waiting on football season to go away. You go get your
Mhm.
spy time, right?
That's
I
right.
You get your
Yeah.
spot time, you get your mental health day, you get your love day, self-love day, right?
Mhm.
Matter of fact, I just want to do this right now. And if you can just do this with me, Dr. Carol, can you just hug yourself? Hug yourself. That's my hug to
Mhm.
you too. And
Oh.
those of you that are watching, just hug yourself. That feels really good, right? That
Mhm.
embrace, that's the Lord holding us and keeping us, right? And so we know that we're not alone. So when you're providing self-care and self-love, and it's
Mhm.
not selfish to you, that's the Lord loving on you. How do I know? Because greater he that lives in you, the heat is in the world. So when you hug you, that is the Lord hugging you too.
Oh, yes. That is
Yeah.
so wonderful. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
women, we just got to remember that we have to do things for ourselves. And you look amazing. And I thank you for teaching on boundaries and why it's important to set boundaries. And you guys are listening and you've heard about the physical, the mental, and the spiritual. That's what
Mhm.
you've heard on today. So make a determination. Any other pointers that you have for us, Dr. Carol?
Well, some of the pointers that I have, and I won't keep you long, but you definitely want to put yourself on the calendar. Ladies, you matter, okay? Gentlemen, if you're watching, you matter. Put yourself on the calendar, and that will let everyone else know. Number two, have that moment of self reflection, that
Mm,
moment, that redefining moment. And also, if you're the type of person that maybe you've tried something over and over again and it didn't quite work, or you never found out what the end would be, push. Do a little more
mm,
this time. Because that was the thing with me. I said, if I don't stop this time, wonder what could I do? Because I had never done it before. What what would this be like for me? And it was a whole new world. A whole new world. So allow yourself to discover new things. Allow yourself to redefine you. Allow yourself to get to know you. Who are you? Who are you really? Who can you become? who has God revealed you to be, even though it has not yet been revealed yet all that we will be? But
Mm.
are you in the process and have your mindset to walk it out to see how great you can really become? So don't allow yourself to sabotage yourself and not find out how great you really are and you can be.
Oh, that is beautiful. So when you say, especially when you say allow yourself to get to know the true you, you reminded me, did you see that Kirk Franklin 35-minute documentary that he brought out
No.
last Friday? Let me tell you something. I'm gonna give you a takeaway, something that I took away from that, and I was in tears when he said that he don't believe that he know himself whole. He only know himself wounded and broken,
Mhm,
and that hit because we're always coping, right? We're
mhm.
always these habits that you're talking about. I wrote two books I have on healing toxic habits, and
Wow.
I talked about one of my toxic habit had been anger, right? Anger. So I didn't know how to set boundaries. If you was pushing too hard, you either got punched or ran or something crazy, you know.
Mhm.
So because I didn't know how to, deal with my toxic habit of anger or and not allowing people to put too much on me, right? So it came out in anger or rage or irritation, not being able to deal with the things that happened in the past, right? And not doing what that other apostle Paul says, leave the past in the past and
Yeah.
go to the future, right? Go forward. And so forgetting those things that are in the past. And so I kept bringing up that memory recall. And when Kirk
Mm,
Franklin was talking about not having a mother or a father, being abandoned, being rejected, and he said, I don't believe I know myself as a whole person being healed. I only know me broken. I only know me
wow.
wounded. So ladies, so when you said that, allow yourself to get to know your true self. That starts with and I've been teaching on deliverance on Clubhouse for the last what all year. We're on the fifth book. We're going into our sixth book on deliverance, but that sounds like deliverance. Boundaries sounds like something that you would add, that when you are healed in a certain place, delivered and set free from not knowing who and whose you are, right? Because you're on speak life. So we have the power of death and life in our
Mhm.
tongue, and those that love us shall eat the fruit. We know this is on Proverbs 18 and 21. This is where this was founded. So Dr. Carol, I really believe that when people start learning how to heal, then they will truly start seeing the person that they were created to be and not who they created
Mhm.
through the wounds. And so that's where I see boundaries coming, where you can truly then say, I'm sorry, I'm glad you thought about me, but at this time I'm not able. It
Yes.
or no. How about just no? I mean, wow, that's a complete sentence. And I don't know why people just think no is rude.
Mm.
Can I get a can I get a discount? No. They don't ask Sears, JC Penney's, Belks, nowhere else for a discount. No, thank you. That got to be documented. No, no is a period. With the period pool is it's a complete sentence, and I don't know why as entrepreneurs, and especially listen, people of color, we
Mhm.
always want the low, we want the let me get the hookup, but we are
Mhm.
messing up our economy, us, when we do that to each other, right? And so
Right.
it's okay to say no and set boundaries. This is my price. I'm not coming down, and I'm here when you're ready.
I will say this, the main thing that I learned, and even with myself, is that when you really, really want something or you really, really value something, you'll find a way to make it happen.
They pay everybody up.
Mhm.
Okay. That dress. And then don't and then and you just talked about this, Dr. Carol. Now you done gave somebody a discount, and honey, they got on them red bottoms. I don't care if they fake. You got them on, that's gonna make me real mad. I'm serious. Let me tell you the truth. I see y'all. and you didn't scare me out the little discount,
No.
then and then I see it, your hair all done, little nails done and stuff. And I'm like, that could have been my what I mean, you using all my services and products and stuff. That ain't right. But it ain't
Mm-mm.
nobody's fault but mine if we
Right.
didn't, because and not some not some then we can be a blessing. That's another
Hmm.
that's another story. But I'm talking about not knowing your worth and always discounting. Now I do have a coach because coaches need coaches, and she's also my PR. And that thing didn't increase all my prices. Laticia Nicole, what girl they buying that for you and then reselling it for 1,500? I mean, she girl they buying this stuff and using it. Listen, and I had to increase my prices because she was
Hmm.
right. What I have is valuable. I'm helping people get healed, delivered, and set.
Yes.
So I had to set a boundary. And then I have to check me and say, wait a
Hmm.
minute, why aren't you charging your worth? So this is why I wanted to
Got
talk
it.
to you about this thing because I got so many women business owners in here and that's watching us right now. And that's right. What we have is valuable. And
Yeah.
and and I also wanted to bring out the point that Belk is not fighting with JC Penney's.
Mm-mm.
Listen, listen. I think we lose a lot of ourselves when we start comparing ourselves, Dr. Carroll, right? When we
You're
start,
right.
like, I think God placed us together tonight. When I read your bio tonight, in a way, I thought I was reading about myself a little bit, right? And so I mean, but we should be able to come together because the way you do a thing and the way I do a thing is different. It might sound the same, but it's totally different. And what makes it different is that we are different. We are one body with many members with different functions. And that's what makes us beautiful. When we don't try to compete, when we can collaborate and come together and say, hey, what my sister have is valuable. I know what I have is valuable, but listen, I'm confident enough to have another beautiful woman on my screen. Okay.
But see, you have always been like that, to my understanding, and you've always been, you've been approachable, loving, all of those great sisterly things, but consistent, definitely consistent, which makes a huge difference too, and God fearing, which is a huge blessing. But you said it exactly right, because I was actually thinking the other day. I said, "Oh my goodness," I said, "Okay." I said, "I know I've been saying I'm going to get with her soon, and da da da, and we're going to do it." And then I was like, "Oh, she does do some similar things, whether it was past or present or whatever, that I like to do or that I do." But you're right. We do it differently in our own way. And regardless as to what it is, we can all be great. We all are great. And I'm coming to see you. I know I said it, but I'm coming. I'm coming all the way to Raleigh or Cary or wherever y'all are. And you see what's in the background. Those some of the same pictures that y'all did at the
Yes. Oh my
yeah.
God, yes. I see it. Two of them.
Uh-huh. So that was actually from a baby shower, one of my 4-year-old now. But I was like, wow, look at that.
Yeah, you're
So
gonna have to come and we're now planning on the WEU girls. Yes, yes, yes. And I did a poll and they want to go to
mm,
a winery brunch. And I know like the vineyards are beautiful. They're very beautiful. And they would like to do that. And I'm like, okay, it's about to be fall. It's going to be beautiful outside to have brunch together. And I know I can see us in our fall beautiful colors, and and some of us we might throw on them hats. You just never know, right? And we just said we wanted to step out and look good. Now normally we go to Rue Chris, and
mhm.
we'd take up a Saturday or we'll take up a Friday night, But the lady said that they would like to do that, so we try we're trying to, excuse me, make that happen for them. And I mean, we had a ball with the paint, right? And
Mhm.
I made non-alcoholic wine. The ladies will tell you it was delicious. Okay, I even got orders. I got three more orders for my
Awesome.
little for my little non-alcoholic little wine juice, right? Because I didn't started juicing, because that's what we gotta put ourselves on the calendar, and we gotta start taking care of ourselves and start putting good things in our bodies. So, you are way more welcome to just come on, because we're gonna be doing more things. And we're also getting ready for our virtual conference here in the WEU.
Amen.
So we would love to have you. We'd love to have you to be a part of that. Come on and join us, girl. Come on.
So let me say this for the ladies that are watching that happen to be a part of the Sapphire Entrepreneurs group. Ladies, if Dr. Letitia doesn't mind, maybe we can come and have some fun with our other entrepreneurial sisters. Because y'all know, at this stage of the game, quite honestly, I'm not really about reinventing the wheel, especially if the cog is already moving and working. So, I love the name of my group. I love the ladies and everything. But, if we can find a way to come together and
I love
collab
that.
on this or, whatever,
I
then
love
that would be so much of a blessing to everybody, and everybody can win, and not be stretched too thin or whatever the case may be, and still thrive. So if that is a door that you are willing to open to the lovely ladies of Sapphire Entrepreneurs, I'm more than happy to get that going.
that. Warms my heart. This right here is what, listen, this is what collaboration is truly about. You're like, ladies of Sapphire, WEU,
Yes,
come on and let's come together, and let's get this networking thing popping. So that's what we're going to do.
because we don't
That's
own anything. It all belongs to God. I can call them my sapphires, your WE, but ultimately we
Dear
are
God,
one.
it's people. Oh, I love this so much. Okay, all right. So that's what we're gonna come together. I do. I love this so much. It warms my heart, because that's what we're about. Collaborating, and really, when the Lord told me about Women's Entrepreneurs United, it was this right here. We all
Mhm.
need each other. We need one another. Like, I know everybody's out there making money and doing a thing, and going, but what do you do when you need that time to say, I need a break? I i need a break with some like-minded women.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have my self time, but what about that time I just I but matter of fact, is it okay if I can just call Dr. Carol? Are you good? You all right? You need something, girl? Come on, let's go. Just to have that
Yeah.
connection with other women that understand what we do. I'm always going. I'm always doing. The Lord told me the other day. I know y'all might as well, y'all we are enjoying this time. The Lord told me the other day. He said, "You know how to fight, Letitia,
Mm.
but do you know how to rest?" Now, hey, didn't that you know how to fight, but do you know how to rest?
It's hard to do sometimes. Ooh.
Look, I felt like Color Purple all my life. You know,
Tell me about it.
but when do we rest in him? When do we say, Lord, not mine, but yours? Matter of fact, God, I'm tired. And I've
Yes.
taken on one. Matter of fact, I repent. How about that? I repent. I've taken too much on as if it was mine.
Uh,
And how about
Yes.
this? I give it back. And I I'm
Hello.
I repent, and this is yours. and I'm about to do my assignment, what you told me to do, but I'm not going to worry and I'm not going to be
Yeah.
bogged down with all of that anxiety because you told me not to have anxiety, but to pray. Come on, y'all. That with thanksgiving, with supplications, let my petitions be made known unto you. And then it is you, not me, that will guard
Mm-hmm.
my heart. It is you that will take care of all these things. How about that, ladies? As we're running these businesses and taking care of our families, but when we do it in His strength, my
Yes.
God, in His strength. Today, He reminded me, and He said,
Mm.
and I'm not gonna preach this thing. I'm telling you, I'm gonna come on
Go
down
ahead
here because
now.
I'm telling you, I'm about to get Minister Beatty in a minute. But I'm just telling you, he said to me, he said, he said it today because it was not in your strength. He said, not by power, not by might, but my by
Mm-hmm.
spirit, said the
The
Lord.
Lord.
And just so I get it correctly, because sometimes the Lord will give you a word and you feel like
Yes.
it's for other people. But for real though, it was for Laticia Nicole Beatty. It was that, and it's probably for a lot of you too, women entrepreneurs. Listen, because I know you're tired. Okay, because this is a season. This is the fourth quarter, right? Normally,
Mm.
the fourth quarter, we tired. We've been going, and so we still on offense. You not on defense, Pooh, because we still can score. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
somebody better catch that. Now, Philippians 4:13 said, I can do all things through him who gives me strength. That means Laticia Nicole Beatty is not giving Laticia Nicole Beatty strength. That
Right.
means Dr. Carol is not giving Dr. Carol strength. That means, Lord, you're not giving you strength. The strength is coming from the Lord when we allow it to come from the Lord. That's why we
Hmm.
got to repent because we've been doing it in our might.
Cha-
My God.
You
And so
better
God
say
is
so.
saying, listen, I need you to, I know you know how to fight. I know you know how to get the LLC and the escort. And I know you know how to do payroll. I know you know how to write them checks. I know
Jesus.
you know how to hire the folks. I know you know how to pay for the people. I know you know how to give meds and get in the kitchen and cook. I know you know how to clean the house. I know you know how to get up Sunday morning and do call the worship, hallelujah. And you know how to sing my praises. And you know how to take care of the husband. And you know how to take care of mama and them. But when do you rest in
Well,
me?
how about you can't even rest when you're sleeping because
My
stuff
God.
is still going. Ooh, I have to pray for sleep. I have to pray for rest sometimes. And minister doctor, I'm
Yeah.
going there with you.
Come on, because
When
it's what he's
wh-
talking about. Go ahead.
when your relationship with God is so strong and the power and the anointing is resting on you and you have a word for folks and their burdens become yours, even though you know God's yoke is easy. So why do we tie
So he's
ourselves
talking to
down with
you
that?
as you asking me. That's what he just talked to you while you was about to say that. He said you just said his yoke is easy and his burden is light.
Yes.
That's the answer. His yoke is easy
His yoke.
and
Not the
his
ones we
burden.
tie around ourselves. But
And then we let or even the ones we allow people to tie on us. I'm not your God. Listen, if you waiting to pray on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays on that clubhouse, you are out of order. And if I allow you to make
Mhm.
make me your God, I'm out of order. I'm gonna be just like Paul. No, no, no. Don't worry. I'm gonna be coming out of my stuff. Don't you worship me. Don't you worship me, because he'll take me out because
But
he's a jealous God.
don't you love it? Don't you love it when he tells you, back off, go to bed, that can wait until tomorrow, and then you find out, you know what, it sure could. Cause it was just fine.
Man, I'm gonna calm myself because I listen. I could preach all day. I can teach all day. This is what I do. But I just want to lead. I want to lead the people with this, and I want you to lead them
Mhm.
with something as well. And I know as leaders, I know God have assigned people to us, but He's assigning you to us, and He's assigned us to other people, and but it's through His power, it's through
Mhm.
his knowledge, it's through his wisdom, right? Through the connection. And but truly he's saying even in Matthew 11, I need you to all hear me. He said, "Come to me." Not listen. Not to not to Facebook, not to Instagram, God is saying, see, He'll point you the way to go. He'll
Yes,
show you the people that you're supposed to be
he will.
mentored by and coaching with. He said, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and it is Him that will
Yes,
give you rest." He even said He will uphold you. He will restore you. He will.
yes,
He
he
will. He
will.
will put you on a firm foundation with His righteous right hand. He said all of these things. Not, not your coach, not
Hmm.
listen. Not not the first lady over here. No, ma'am. You have to go to God. And so he said, take my yoke upon you and learn from me. Not listen, learn from me, for I am gentle and humble at heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So I wanted to just give you that Matthew 11 and 28. So when you find yourself being burdened, and even when
Yes.
God wake us up at 2:30, because I'm a watchman on the wall myself, right?
Mm.
Even when he downloads, he still provides rest. You will sleep for 2-3 hours and it'll feel like 8 when God does it. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop.
I know we could talk about this all night long, but you are exactly right. Everything you said is completely right. Completely right.
Amen. Amen. And I just
Amen.
pray that somebody got what they needed tonight. That you learned how to set a boundary by Dr. Carol Coco Diggs, and that you learn how to say no, and that you learn how to put yourself on the calendar, and that you learn that the Lord telling you to come to Him. I'm about to step on some toes, and I'm telling you, I don't mean to step on your toes. I know because this was me too. If you got 500 coaches,
Mm, say so.
if you got 500 coaches paying all of them all at the same time, and you're not getting nothing, you are driving yourself nuts. I need you to pause. It was one time in my life, I think like in 2011, and this is when I was working on my first book, and I was meeting all of these amazing women,
Hmm.
and man, I coach with this one, I coach with that one, I got my mission and my mission and purpose state. I got my this, I'm
Mm,
like,
my
okay,
God.
and it was just so much.
Yes.
The Lord is saying, hold up, learn from me.
Yes.
Learn from me, said the Lord. And see, he'll make your path straight. He'll help you. He'll connect you to people. And I'm not saying, and it might be me, it might be Dr. Carol, it might be anybody in WEU or those lovely women in Sapphire. Call it again.
Entrepreneurs.
Aside for our entrepreneurs. But let the Lord lead you in all you do. Because when you do it in your own ability, that's when you get tired. That's when you get weary. That's when you get
Yes.
worn. That's when you get anxiety. That's when depression can come on, oppression and suppression, and you open the door for demonic, my God, for
Mm.
the demonic to come in and these spirits to come in, and then you get with coaches like us, and then we drive them out. Then you got to fill yourself back up before they come back around and find that house empty. Girl, I can do this all night because I'm gonna just tell you the truth.
Mm.
I'm gonna tell you the truth because I'm not telling you nothing that I haven't gone through before. As women
Yeah.
entrepreneurs and creatives, we are creatives on this line, and so if you're creative, I want you to again, and I'm about to mute myself. I want you to go to God in prayer tonight. I want you to get good rest tonight. I want you
Hmm.
to know that you are His and He is yours. And He is coming to see about you on tonight. This wasn't planned. He came to see about you on tonight, and He loves you, and He wants you to rest in Him.
Yes.
Dr. Carol, I yield my mic.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Letitia, for having me on your platform. And, like I said, like minded women, iron sharpens iron. We strengthen one another. We have the opportunity to co-labor together, to pray for one another, and that is so important. And I pray that God continues to enlarge your territory, to bless you bountifully as He already has. But whatever you have need of, that is already before you can even ask. Um, Ladies, continue to walk the path and the vision that God has given for you. Do not allow people to take you off course by saying yes. Say no when you need to. And please, when you take that stand, do not feel bad about it, but know that you are doing something for yourself, for your family, and even for those other women, because that is when they get the opportunity to seek God for strength, for vision, for knowledge, and for wisdom. So be blessed. We thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and I look forward to seeing you all again.
Oh, thank you. Can you please, before we leave, tell the women how to contact you, how to get in touch with you if you have a website?
Sure, ladies. You can definitely reach me on Facebook, Carol Coco Diggs, or you can reach me on Instagram. It's actually the at symbol and media Coco. You can Google me, whatever you need to do, but I am here and I do check my messages. So definitely reach out, and I look forward to speaking with you. I'm updating or getting in place my doctor website. So it's coming, my R3. And don't forget, R3 basically means to reset, restore, and reboot. And that gives you an opportunity to take an assessment, breathe,
Hey.
release, and start again.
Whew. Well, tonight, those of you that are, including yourself, Dr. Carol, if you will go to Speak Life to
Yes.
You, and that's Speak Life TO and you, and be a part of the directory. I would love to have you ladies. Like right now, we're building. Soon we'll be charging, but right now we're not.
Okay.
All the good ladies of WEU, even if your ladies a part of that directory, and to tell what they do if people are looking for
Yes.
speakers, if they're looking for media coverage, those of us that have magazines, right? And nonprofits, for profits, just what you do. So go to that Speak Life to You, that www Speak Life to You, and learn more about the networking. If you want to know more about Dr. Laticia Nicole, you can go to www.drleticianicolebeatty.com, or just to make it simple, www.leticianicole.com. All right. It'll
Yes.
take you both to the same places. I love you. Thank you so much. We
I love
still
you
have to get
too.
together, my sister
Yes.
in Christ. I love what you're doing. I love what God has done. I love how he brought us back together again. I even feel the peace of the Lord that even comes off of you. This is just beautiful, and rest. Okay, we know how to fight, but we got to learn how to rest. And what we
That's
don't
right.
want is God to make us rest.
He
Okay,
can do
that's
that too.
all right. And so those of you that would like, I'm actually on Clubhouse every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Is going on 10 years that we've had this prayer and Bible study time. And we just studied overcoming rejection. And now we're about to go into praise,
All
the
right.
weapon, yeah, weapon of choice, right? Um, so it's Speak Life Network, and I'm Dr. Laticia Nicole Beatty on Clubhouse. And so
I'm
is
so proud of you. Oh my goodness.
Yay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, I'm gonna close this. I know you gave your lasting words. And anything else you want to tell these ladies?
No, that's it. Everybody sleep peacefully.
All right, all right. And remember, if God be for you, who could be against you? My name is Minister Dr. Letitia Nicole Beatty, and I speak life so that we all may have life more abundantly. We'll see you next Monday in the WEU. Peace and blessings.